Picture of Mount Longanau.
So yeah, so when I think of like an African landscape, I think of like this color palette. So, and is this Moses?
Yes, Moses. He's the guy who retired from his headmaster position.
Moses Kamau Njihia, he's a superintendent of schools over in Karima, Kenya, had his son come over to America for schooling. His son John got a hold of me and asked that we'd help care for the children that his dad had seen come to him day after day asking for food because they were starving. And so we said we'd help. I got some friends and the organization was born.
It says what the whole organization is trying to become, you know, like we're reaching out to children, trying to help them.
It started off as kind of a rough concept, a dream, a vision, and we didn't know how that was all going to flesh out. I mean, how are we going to tangibly help these kids?
Seagull, you fly across the horizon into the misty morning sun.
And part of kind of putting flesh and blood to all that was taking a 2-week trip to Kenya, meeting with Moses and the other members of the committee over there in Kenya. And through just the personal interaction and going there and just living with them and having meals with them and interacting with them and seeing how they lived firsthand, I think we learned a lot of what they're up against, of how we can help them. And that went a long way as to help us to know what step to take in the future.
We didn't really know where this thing was going to take us, but the whole time the underlying goal, the purpose, was to help the kids and help give them hope.
It seemed overwhelming when we saw the task of really helping these kids out. How are we going to help a couple hundred children in this village?
We knew the workload was too much for us to do alone, and we knew that there were other organizations out there like Compassion that were primed, were ready, that were able to take on this huge need.
We were able to meet with officials at Compassion in Nairobi
and basically presented the case of Mountain View Children's Project.
Otherwise, we are so happy. We really appreciate the way you want to help our country. We need help, and when we see people like you who are willing to support us, we really appreciate.
They were so impressed, I think, that we had come over to see Karima that Mr. Waniki said, if you pledge your support, we'll do it. And today that project is a huge success. It's been rated the best compassion project in that area of Kenya. And you can just see it on the children's faces, the joy that they get from playing on playground equipment that they've never had before in their whole lives. The joy that they have is just amazing to see. And that has come about just from a little seed that's been planted and has grown up into something huge, bigger than any of us could have ever thought.
Mountain View Children's Project started with over 300 children. The great thing that Compassion did was it took half of that load off of Mountain View Children's Project.
They admitted to the program children ages 3 to 9. And not only those children, but as children become 3 years old, they'll admit them. So it takes care of all the children now, 9 years old and under. But then we still have these kids aged 10 to 18 that we promised we'd help that we're not getting any kind of help through Compassion. And that's where Mountain Children's Project of America comes in today. We're helping those children grow up into self-sustaining, mature adults, and our mission is to see that happen.
Around Christmas of 2008, we wanted to do a fundraiser that would not only help the kids during that Christmas time and be a nice Christmas present for them, but we wanted to do something that would help the kids beyond Christmas. What would they do in the spring, in the summer, when they needed food, when they needed things and supplies for their families? And so we thought, what would be a good way to do this? And Goats Were Raised is a great idea as something that could last for the years to come and something that could multiply.
We had 156 children and we were going to get a goat for every one of them. We put the word out in various ways with different fundraisers, and really through the efforts of a lot of individual people, we sponsored 156 goats. They have been incredibly grateful for this gift, and have treasured these goats.
They're already thinking of the future. That's key. That's what we really wanted to accomplish in this campaign, to give them something, but have them have the mindset that, okay, if they're smart about it, this will be a good investment for them and their family.
Even though the goats offered a lot of benefits to the area, it doesn't eliminate the overall need. And basically now there are many diverse needs in the community.
I know there's a woman who can't afford walls. She's got someone gave her a piece of tin for her roof, but she doesn't have money for walls. There's another lady who has bees infesting the house that was donated to her. And so she has a place to live, but it's not safe for her and her children.
Some children need new mattresses. They are sleeping on these really rough foam mats.
I mean, they have holes in them, they're ratty, they're old. It's like, we wouldn't even think about sleeping on that.
Mountain View Children's Project America cannot continually raise money to address all these needs. We knew that we had to come up with a plan to give them something to become self-sufficient so they can address their issues their own way. As with any relief operation, you have to ask people in the area, what do you need the most? What could benefit you the most? And the number one thing they said is, there is a major need for a corn miller machine here.
The corn milling machine we'd like to purchase for Mountain View Children's Project Kenya is a large-scale machine, able to do a large volume of corn.
This corn miller project has a lot of potential because it can meet the needs of such a variety of people over there. Anything from a small farmer who maybe just has his own little plot of land, just a few hundred square feet, to a large farmer who has many people working under him who might have a whole truckload of corn that needs to be milled.
The corn milling operation will have effect on the whole economy there.
And that's something that they don't have right now. With this project, they would be able to do everything locally. It saved them in time, it would save them in transportation costs, and it would serve the needs of a community while benefiting the kids of Mountain View Children's Project.
It'll provide a revenue stream for them to start new businesses and to branch out and maybe even to set up another corn milling operation in a nearby town. And it gives the Mountain View Children's Project Kenya people, it gives them an opportunity to expand and to really run with this, and it gives them a huge tool to make a difference for years.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved.
One of the things that we've learned is that we cannot continually just give money. Not only does that create a sense of dependency on the next handout, but I think it actually kills any kind of hope that these Kenyans have for their future. It gives them the feeling, oh, if you're going to get anywhere, you're going to have to get it from a donation. And it takes away any sense of hope that their future can be different. But with a corn milling operation, that gives them a sense that, yes, we can change our future, and that power to do so is in our hands. We don't have to hope that someone from another country is going to send us a donation. We actually have the power to make this business thrive. And as much as we make this business thrive, we can change our futures. We can provide money to buy things that we've never been able to buy before. And so we're believing that this corn milling operation can really bring new life to the area and really empower these children to have a different future than their parents did.